going to start off with the first track here, and he's going to be doing Formula Star. So this is a... Oh, here we go. All right, cool. We're starting now. So here's an air ride you basically never see. This air ride goes fast by just going forward. It doesn't... So there's like this mechanic where you charge, and we're going to use that for a lot of the air rides here. But this one isn't... You don't really charge with this one. You just try to go forward, and it gains speed over time. And killing enemies gives you a speed boost, so he's going to be killing a lot of enemies. That's very important for most of the air rides, but especially this one. So yeah, all the air rides work a little differently. I'll explain all the differences when we see them. This is also, I believe, the first time that this has ever been run in a marathon, so this is really cool. And 48, that's good. Sub 50 is a good time, so... I actually think that beat my ILPB, which is, great. All right, so now we're going to do Valerian Jet. Jet Star is one of the most technical stars in the game. It's super hard to master. It's like, it just takes a lot of time to master. There's a lot of precise things that you're doing. But the main thing with Jet Star is it's really good at gaining speed in the air. Jetstar is all about gaining speed in the air and then boosting down into the ground. And then you get a speed boost once you hit the ground. So what he's going to be doing is, I believe they're called JDs or jet dashes. So as soon as he goes over a ramp, as you saw in the beginning, he'll press A, which is the charge button. A basically does everything. It brakes you. It also charges the air ride and all that. But yeah, so press A, and as soon as he hits the ground, he'll get a boost of speed, like right there. So he'll be doing that a lot. So as far as the power-up's concerned, the main power-up we want to get here is the sword, because the sword, you get to kill the enemies. It's like the best for killing enemies. So we're going to be getting that a lot here. And needle is good also. The main things that you don't want to get are wheel and bird, because they're all transformation power-ups, and that's bad. Basically, with transformation, you're stuck at the set speed, and you can't, you lose all the properties of your air ride, so you can't do, these jet dashes. It's basically just, it's just like an automated kind of thing. You can still move around freely and stuff, but yeah. This part right here with those little mini hills, that's really hard to time the A presses right. That takes a lot of time to just get that down and get that really good. Also, he's doing a double dash on all these green dash pads, and so that speeds him up a little bit too. But this was a pretty good time. I think this will be like a 208 or something. Yeah, 208.80. Pretty good. Pretty decent. Okay. So now... Did he pick Wagon? Oh, no, he picked Swerve. Okay. So, Swerve is a pretty consistent air ride. Now, this can be used either here or Machine Belt or Machine Passage. And basically, as you can see, he's spinning into the walls. That's a property in this game. Only a couple air rides can use it, but there's a kind of wall speed that you gain by going into this wall at a certain angle. Oh, he missed the little hideout thing there, the little intentional lap skip. But basically, yeah. So what he's going to be doing is he just spins into the wall at an angle, and usually he's going about. Oh, he just turned into the wheel on purpose. By the way, this is a purposeful strat here. The wheel is good in here because you get to move around more freely. It's good for basically all the more low tier vehicles, just in this level specifically. In a couple parts, like this part right here too. If you got wheel, it wouldn't be too bad because it's just cornering around there. But yeah, basically, so he's usually going around 50 kilometers per hour. But then when he's into the wall, it goes up to about 60. So it's a little bit of a speed boost. So basically, whenever he's going to go straight, he's going to want to boost into the wall. Or I mean, not boost, sorry, spin into the wall. And later on, we're going to see the wheelie scooter. And that's going to be used a trick called spin dashing, which abuses the wall speed as well, but in a much different way. This is a lot easier. Basically, you just get into it at that certain angle, and you just start spinning over and over. He does a quick spin. Wait, what was that?
Or you can do that spin against the edge of a ledge?
Yes, you can, yep.
Okay.
Yeah, basically on any wall. So 203, decent time. Now we're going to go into Frozen Hillside, Kolda. Oh, these are all the Japanese names of the tracks, and they're really great. And so this is Slick Star. We did this in Air Idol tracks for a while. A lot of runners, just like regular all tracks, a lot of runners still do. The Slick record is only a couple seconds slower than the scooter record. This is another really hard air ride to master, though. So right here, he's going to just boost sideways down this whole thing. That's a really cool strat. This one's kind of hard to explain exactly how it works. Basically, what you do is like, Slickstar is just really weird how it works. You start holding a charge, and then when you're holding the charge, you can move right or left as much as you want, as long as you don't go like past a 180 degree angle, or no, a 90 degree angle. Like as long as you don't like go too far to the point where you're looking behind. So basically, yeah, so as you saw right there, he got a speed boost from boost enemies with the ice power up.
So does he have control of the camera, or is the camera just being automatically moved when he turns his character?
Yeah, the camera just moves with Kirby. He does zoom out the camera in the beginning, though. So he's gonna get... Oh, that was bad. He just yelled about that. So what happened right there is he grabbed the sword and the ice by accident. And when you grab two power-ups, basically you get a random item, or the mix starts. And you can click it at a certain time to get an item that you want. These Japanese runners actually basically it's 2 frames to get an item. And I think they practice trying to get the right item they want, or not item, sorry, power up. Because in a lot of the low tier air rides, basically that's the strat. Like they'll grab 2 and try to get wheel or something. So I think that's what they're trying to do, or that's what he was trying to do with the other 2 mixes that I think he got intentionally. But there we go, 2:15. That's a decent time.
Seemed happy with it.
Yeah.
Definitely the most animated of the runners we've had so far. He's really getting into it. I really like watching the camera.
Sure. Yeah, it's awesome.
He leans really far forward during some of these parts, and just shakes the heck out of that controller.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, he streams every once in a while, and he's always popping off. It's great. So now we're doing Rocket Magma. This is one of the strats that we use. This is one of the vehicle track combinations that we use in regular air idle tracks. So this is pretty standard fare stuff. Basically, Rocket Star is all about charging up. As you see, it takes a long time to charge up that big boost, but once you do, you go really fast. And so it's the fastest vehicle in the game, I would say, without glitches. The scooter is definitely the best though, because of that spin dash glitch. But even without it, it's still pretty good. So. But yeah, Rocket is a really good vehicle. And so basically he's just going to be charging around corners, and they charge on some rails at some certain times. He's going to try to get all sword here, because sword definitely helps speed up with Rocket. One of the most. There's some garbage enemies too that you can pick up that don't give you power-ups, like those Dales, those guys, those light bulb guys. So right here, there's a couple cool strats in this level with boosting, or with charging. Basically, you can charge real early and hold your charge for a long time because of these green boost panels. because you could get so many in a row that it builds up your speed so much, so you can charge like extra early, and that's pretty cool.
Is there any kind of cap on speed? Like how fast can you get going in this?
I don't think so. The fastest I've seen is you could go up to 500 kilometers on Celestial Valley just by entering the waterfall fastly. So yeah, I think that's the fastest, but there's no cap. Later in a city trial, you could get a bunch of speed patches, and then like once the city trial thing ends, you could go into single race, and you could be just going super fast just because of the speed patches. So now he's gonna do turbo, and like I said before, he's so good at turbo, and this is a really hard track to master. This is Turbo Beanstalk Park. Basically, Turbo is good with charging when you're turning. So it charges faster when you're turning. And that's the gimmick for that. And also, when you get some air, he's going to point the Kirby down. Like, he's going to point the nose of Turbo down. And that gives him some more speed. So I think he's going to do it right here. Oh, no, not right here. And he's going to try to get this rail. This rail is actually kind of hard to get with Turbo. It's hard to get with any of the vehicles, but some are easier than others. Oh, see, yeah, he put his nose down there. And also, you got to watch out for that Ferris wheel, because if that picks you up, you'll lose a little bit of time. It'll spit you out right around here on that upper platform if you land into that by accident. So he'll try to avoid that. It's going to get a lot of the rails here, too.
So what determines your speed on the rails? Is it the same as on regular land?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
You can enter at a fast speed, but I think it evens out. But yeah, so a lot of times that's what they'll try to do. Like with the wheelie scooter, they'll try to like do a spin dash into the rail, and then you'll be going like faster than you normally would on the rail just for a little bit, but then it'll turn back to normal. He hits that root too to get a little pop up there. A lot of the other air rides utilize that too.
This really does look like a fun game. Just kind of a twist on your basic racing game. It's got all kinds of just weird little mechanics to it.
Yeah, it's really weird. I like it because of that. It's super unique. 2:22 is a very good time. Wait, was that? Oh no, okay. I saw the new PB or the new time text, and I thought he got an ILPB, but no. This is just a new record file. So now this is bike. This is wheelie bike. There's three kinds of wheelies vehicles. There's wheelie bike, Rex wheelie, and wheelie scooter. Wheelie bike is pretty good. It's not great on turning. It has pretty wide turns, but you can utilize the strat with it, where you could get that wall speed that I mentioned earlier. You can't spin dash with it, but you could like boost into a wall at a like he just did right there, and you go a little faster. And see this power up, plasma. On the next track, we're gonna go to Checkered Night with the wheelie scooter, and we're gonna really want to avoid this plasma. Because with this, you can't spin, and spinning is really important with a wheelie scooter. With plasma, basically, you spin to build up your plasma, like he does right there. Also, yeah, like I said before, too, the A button basically does everything. It activates the boost pads, it sucks up the enemies, it charges, it stops Kirby, and that also builds up the charge. So this game is really only the control stick and the A button. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty unique also. He's going to be using this plasma to kill a lot of enemies. There's a couple different kinds of shots that you can do with that too. You could do the multi-shot, you could do the homing shot. And then if you charge it up all the way, you get this huge, big, like, Kamehameha shot, kind of. Oh, cool. So he has Needle now. And Needle just sticks out those needles as you charge. But it also, if you just run into enemies, it'll also stick out the needles. So you don't have to press A too much with this.
So are there any shortcuts in these tracks?
Not really. I mean, the routes that he's taking, sometimes there's like a fork in the road, and they differ a little bit. I guess there's a couple of shortcuts here that he'll be using. He's going to be breaking through a couple rock walls here. Actually, just this first one here. And he breaks through this by boosting. Oh, and he tried to do a cool spin dash there. But yeah, so here we go. This is the spin dash. This is the main trick that's used in all the Air Idol track runs. And so he's going to be using this right here. This is by far, basically, this is the track where using Scooter pays off the most, because this is also the longest track. And so we could use Scooter on basically most of the tracks here in no dupes. But we want to use it here because, it, like I said, it saves the most time. It's going to get Sword here, I believe, every time. So here's this Japanese-only strat I was talking about. Basically, as you can see, he hits all of these... all of those green boost panels, and the reason he could do that, and we'll see that again when he comes back up to it, but he starts charging and hits this little bump in the road, this little like root, and that kind of like breaks his speed gauge, and it kind of breaks his like momentum. And so basically he could just keep charging and hitting all those boost panels, and he flies down that straightaway. He's doing a lot of spin dashes. This is I mean, I guess it's kind of precise trick once you start learning it. But basically what you do is you spin, and then you go into the wall at an angle, and then as you hit the angle, you start charging. So here's this route right there. He goes over it really fast. You don't even see it. But yeah, now he builds up all this speed, and he just flies down there. And he's boosting into some walls. You could also just like wall slide into the walls with Wheelie Scooter. That works too. But these spin dashes are faster, so he's going to be doing that most of the time. Oh, right there, he's spin dashed into the rail to, like I was saying before, like how you could gain some speed entering the rail.
Nope, you don't fall off the ledges. They are like walls.
Oh, yeah, that's what you meant. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the sides of the tracks are we just call them walls, but yeah. There's basically an invisible wall tube around the whole level. People have found a couple out of bounds, but none of them are really like utilizable.
Yeah,
243 is really good. It's good. It's a good time.
Yeah, I guess the not being able to go off ledges sort of kind of removes a lot of these unintentional shortcuts that you see in other 3D racing games where you go launching off the side of the track and land on a different part of the track here. So I guess it's sort of... maybe it was just done to keep people from doing that.
Right, yeah. Yeah, basically there's no like big lap skips like that. Because I guess I would be out of bounds, yeah. So right there, he actually went backwards. So he's going to be using a bulk here. And the thing with this track, or the thing with this vehicle, is basically you charge, and if you go off one of these ramps with a... did he do that on purpose? No, he didn't. Okay. If you go off one of these ramps with the full charge, and when you land, your boost will be more than... or your speed will be about like 40% more than just charging regularly. So that's the big reason why we use bulk here, and that's the reason why bulk is fast. Basically, you could go up the ramp with the full charge, and then it makes it to the next ramp, usually every time, without having to charge too much. He has to charge here once around the corner, but everything else is pretty good. If you weren't doing this like ramp strat, like right in the beginning there with that first stretch, that would take like 2 charges. So
why did it do that?
Pretty cool strat.
That spin around at the very beginning of the stage? kind of spun
So
in
he
circles?
did that spin around. Yeah, he did that to grab that first ramp so he could make it to the next ramp.
Oh, okay. I see.
And then he missed it at first, so he went for it again.
Okay, I didn't. Yeah, I saw he spun around a couple of times. I didn't know if that was some sort of trick, but that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, so that's even faster than just like doing it normally, than just doing like 2 charges. But this is the final track here. This is the unlockable track of this game. There's no enemies or anything. There's just these question mark pads that give you give you power-ups. But yeah, bulk stars are really usually everyone hates it casually because it's really slow. You got to charge up and then you only go so far, then you got to charge up again, but it's pretty fun here. It's pretty consistent too. The only thing that could really go wrong in this track is missing one of the ramps. So time is coming up here.
Yeah, it looks like he finishes
time
20:43 real time.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, and there's all of his track times there.
Yeah, those are all the times that he just got. And they're all pretty good. Especially the Turbo Beanstalk time is really good. And what else? They're all good. That was really good. That was awesome to see. I wonder if they're gonna do anything after this, or if they're just gonna end off. Yeah, I think he's ending off. Well, awesome. That was awesome to see. I've been so excited for that. All right, cool. So next is Undertale, right?
Yes, I believe Undertale is what's next.
Cool. Yeah. If you want to follow Luka, he's on Twitter. Most of the Air Ride runners, they all communicate mostly through Twitter. He also has a Twitch. I'll try to find that in a second. But yeah, thanks for having me on. That was awesome.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Great commentary. I really appreciated that.
Thank you. No worries. All right, good luck on the rest of the marathon.
All right, thanks. Well, we're moving into Undertale, our next game, and we do have our commentator here.
Hello.
How you doing? We're joined by TGH, who's going to be talking us through Undertale. Hello, how you doing this morning?
How's it going, Fiesel? I'm doing all right.
Great.
How are you doing?
Oh, not bad. Just getting set up for this next game here. It's really nice doing an event where I don't have to actually manage the scenes and, get the players ready and crop things. All I gotta do is put some English text over the top of a few spots in the layout and I'm good.
Yeah, man, this is unique for me too, because this is actually the first marathon I think I've been involved with that I haven't actually been running, so this is interesting.
Yeah, it's sort of different when you're not worried about how your run's going to go and should I practice, what should I be doing with my time?
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, I did get a couple hours of sleep. Joka was nice enough to restream the overnight shift, so I had maybe about 4 hours or so. Almost 4 hours. It was pretty good.
Okay, so if you guys can hear me, alright, so I'll explain some things about Undertale Neutral Glitchless before the runner gets set up. Kasa Nozumi will be running Neutral Glitchless, which is basically ordinarily in a normal glitchless run, you can get something called the punch card, which will allow you to skip a lot of cutscenes by manipulating a value in the game's code called interact. And what that does is you can basically reset your interact value to 0 on the same frame that a cutscene starts. which will allow you to skip the cutscene, basically. So the interact value, it determines whether or not you can move, and by resetting it by using the punch card. So the game is programmed. This is a little bit probably over what's necessary to explain here, but by getting rid of the punch card, you can make the game think that you can move again. Basically, you can't do that in this category. There's some other things you can't do as well, but the route that I believe Kasanezumi will be taking, he won't be even able to do half these glitches. Like they just plain won't be they won't be able to be done. Because the nature of the game changes depending on like whether or not you kill a bunch of things. Like if you kill everything, like basically you initiate a mode called Genocide, and that is the mode that he'll be retaining through most of this run, which is the fastest neutral route if you do not use glitches. Because once you do that route, once you kill everything up until that area, up until Hotland, which is what he'll be doing, he will be able to skip all the puzzles in Hotland, which is why it's the fastest route. It's faster by about, I believe, 5 or 6 minutes or so over doing like a pacifist-like route.
Well, looks like their kitten's set up, almost ready here.
So what else can I explain? So in order to keep the genocide mode, well, I'll be explaining the entire run before he even starts the run. Before he starts, yeah, I'll explain genocide mode and what that entails. So, he needs to kill a certain amount of monsters in each area. In the ruins, he needs to kill 16. In the ruins, he needs to kill 20. In Snowden, he needs to kill 16. In Waterfall, 18. And ordinarily, in order to keep genocide through Hotland, you'd need to kill 40 enemies, but he's just going to skip doing that and go straight to kill Metaton Neo. And every boss except for Undyne is a one-shot kill. So that also makes it really, really quick. Oh, that's interesting. It's playing on... So this is actually not an official version of Undertale. That's very interesting. It's used to... Yeah, so he's playing on a modded version of Undertale with a language patch.